Hello everyone, Basic Ollie here, hope you're all doing well and welcome back to another GT Sport video. Today you join me for round 4 of our Porsche Manufacturer series, or Cup, or you know, whatever you want to call it really, and yeah, Spa this time, but significantly and most importantly, it is in the rain, and it is, well, you're about to find out, it's incredibly hard, so let's jump straight into it and let's go into qualifying. So I think the split was about split 3 on GT Sport, so quite high up. I think there was about 300 and something on points for offer for first place, around 270 for anything above that. But braking hard straight away, you can see it's just so difficult. The understeer through the first corner is just through the source. It's just, wow, it's just unbelievable. Even in first gear, I just didn't feel like I could get the rotation at all with these brand new, fresh, wet tyres, heavy wet tyres I might add. Then going ourselves through Radeon and Eau Rouge to turn 3, 4 and 5, I should say. In 4th gear, I just try and keep the throttle down a little bit, not too much though. I think 4th gear is the right gear to be in, but I just felt like I was bogging down a little bit. Nowhere near brave enough to put it in 3rd gear, if I'm being completely frank with you. Maybe it's the car itself. Just didn't feel too quick up there. Now braking at the 150 metre board instead of the 100 metre board in the wet here. Clipping the apex or inside of each of these curbs that I possibly can. Just feels like an absolute boat. The issue we've got here in this qualifying lap as well is that we are catching up with V1 Armetti in front of us. It's really awkward in qualifying when you end up actually catching up with someone, because you don't want to ruin their lap, but at the same time you don't want to compromise your own lap. And the way this is set up with Gran Turismo Sport and this, you know, exhibition series, this manufacturer series, you only get 5 minutes of qualifying, and because it's so slow, even your out lap, you do not have enough time to do a second lap. So this is it. You've just got to give it everything you can. You know, you've got to be selfish. If there's opportunity, you've got to take it. Now, our friend here through Pouon, turn 12, has gone wide, and it's so easy to do. You can see I'm almost drifting through turn 12 there. Insane. Now, he goes to the left. I seize the opportunity. I go up the inside through turn 13. It's not something I really want to do, but like I said, I have to be selfish if I want to get a good qualifying time in. It's so important. We know what it's like on GT Sport with the starts that you have on this track. You have to get a good qualifying time. If you're anything behind P5 or, you know, starting before the chicane on the straight, you're in big trouble. You're in big trouble. So yeah, that's my main objective. So we've got past him now. Gone through turn 16 as well. Now this is where we just rely on the power of the Porsche. It does lack a little bit, but I have to admit the Porsche is so good for this race. In the wet, the Porsche is absolutely fantastic. Now here then, just keeping it in 4th gear around the 120 mile an hour mark. Really easy to understeer and go wide and get a half-second penalty. Braking under the big board, that says the circuit's name. Getting ourselves into 1st gear, just taking as much of that inside curb as we possibly can. And then I just bogged down a little bit on the exit of turn 20, and I push as hard as I can to get across the finish line. Now that does set a 2:44.9, which is what I was pretty happy with. It temporarily puts us in P4, which again is just a slight fan. We've lost a position, unfortunately, so that puts us down to P5. But if we stay there, I'll be really happy, and that's exactly what we do. So we stay in P5, 6 and a bit tenths off someone in P1, someone in P3 actually, in a Mercedes AMG, and someone in front of us in a Subaru WRX, which I was really pleasantly surprised by. I thought that car would really struggle here. And then Treviso behind me there, he is in a Lamborghini, which I thought would I just thought it would die straight away. I thought as soon as that thing puts wet tyres on, it's game over. I mean, it's a nightmare on dry tyres, let alone wet tyres in this condition. But yeah, let's get this race underway then around Spa. So we've got 13 laps for you today. No fuel really to worry about, and no pit stop either, ever since they did the update where they've made the pit stops very realistic. There's no point double stopping or even stopping in races like this, especially in the wet on this game. The tyre wear is not significant enough for you to really justify a pit stop. But we get the first corner underway through the source once more, and then go through turn 2 here. That's not really a corner, is it really, to be honest, even in the wet, but technically I suppose it is. And we go through Eau Rouge and Radeon, turn 3, 4 and 5 once more. Again, just struggling with that corner. It is my kryptonite. Some of you will have noticed already, some of the keen eyes, some of the, you know, GT Sport specialists or whatnot will have realised that I do have traction control on. I do have it on setting number 1 I don't feel like it's a bad thing, to be honest. It's not like a what a noob kind of situation, because in GT3 cars, everyone uses, in real life, they use traction control and ABS. It's the way the cars are designed. It's absolutely fine. In this game, generally it is better to have traction control off, but in the wet, I don't think it makes too much difference. So yeah, I'm gonna stick to traction control setting 1 in this one, to be honest, just to try and save my arse if I, on my bottom, I should say, if you know something goes wrong or that rear end steps out too easily and too quickly, then that's what we're going to have to do. I mean, traction control is probably the right idea. ABS on, of course. There's no way we're going to turn it off, even in the dry or the wet, especially in the wet. There's no chance. Okay then, so sit rep, good start. Less than 5 seconds off the leader. And we've got Primer Erzil in front of us in the Subaru in P4. Just about got in the slipstream range. I lose the rear end as I touch the curb. And yeah, it does unsettle the car. But we're looking good so far. Just outbrake myself a little bit there. Going a little bit wide through turn 13, then turn 14. I do love these section of corners, but you can just see how much the car is struggling. Down into second gear then, clipping the curb on the inside. Slight touch of the curb on the left as we go through turn 15. Go through turn 16. Primer Erzil, I think he took too much of the curb on the inside there. And you can see that's just enough there to get myself in the important slipstream range, which is really vital for this circuit with our car, because it's not very good in a straight line. Neither is the Subaru, by the way. It never has been. I don't think it ever will be, but yeah, that's really crucial for us, because I think if we want to get a good position, or we want to get a good result here, we need to push on straight away and make our intentions clear. So I am going as fast as I possibly can, straight on. Primer Erzil just has a little bit of a moment there. Rear end of the Subaru, not too happy, not being compliant as we go through the final 2 corners, turn 19 and 20 there, and we complete a lap of Spa in the rain. Now I get a really good launch out of the corner, potential move up the inside there, but it's way too risky, it's way too early on. We're just going to leave that for now, and we're going to just stick behind this guy. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we might get an opportunity through Radeon, maybe. You don't know. We'll go on the back straight, we'll go on the Kemmel straight, and we'll see what we can do, because we're in a slipstream now. It's all about how we take this corner here. Now go all the way to the left hand side, get it down into 4th gear. I try and go about half throttle. It's so easy to take too much of the curb through turn 5, and then the rear end steps out, and then you're crashing into a wall, and it's game over. Yeah, like I said earlier, previous lap, I just don't think the Porsche's particularly suited for that corner. Everywhere else, it's absolutely fantastic on this circuit. But just around that corner there, I just do seem to struggle. Nice and steady through here, though, through turn 7, then turn 8 and turn 9. I feel like the Subaru struggled here as well compared to the Porsche. I could easily go on the curbs a bit more as well. The traction in this thing in the dry is absolutely fantastic, so in the wet it really should come into its own. I do believe actually technically that this car was first for the practice times before the start of the race, so I can't blame the car. The car's there. You know, a fantastic opportunity to get some points and a good position. Now, Primer Erzil goes wide there through, what was that, turn 11, I think it is. So I was fully expecting him to get a penalty, but he doesn't. I outbraked myself here, actually. Very, very lucky boy not to go wide there. Very, very lucky. So easy to do. But thankfully, I just slam on the brakes and the car slows down. Thank God, and yeah, we don't go wide, and we keep this P5 position. We've managed to drop Treviso behind us as well, so the pace is looking really, really strong still. I think since we started this race, I've only lost about 4 or 5 tenths to leader, which is really, really good and really encouraging to see. I think when we cross the line as well, it'll be good to see what our times are compared to the leader. Now, we're a little bit closer this time, I believe, than we were last lap. Going purple through that corner, but that's to be expected. It's the second lap, you know. We are going to do that. Just 6.5 tenths off then, or nearly 7 from Primer Erzil, the Frenchman in front of us. Keeping him honest. Don't have to worry too much about the chaps behind us unless we make a big mistake. It's already nearly 5 seconds there. But you can see Primer Erzil talking about mistakes. He's gone wide and he slams himself with a half-second penalty. Now, I love to see it, and I'm sure you guys do as well. Not the way you want to overtake someone, but you've got to grab this opportunity. He's got that half-second penalty. Now we just got to make sure we are super close by the time we go down the Kemmel straight, and we take full advantage and we get to that position. But we get a fantastic exit here, and we could go for a move on the inside. And he actually does put his hazards on to say, "Mate, I'm going to let you go. Just go for it." Which, to be fair, I think was a very smart move, because he'll want to follow my slipstream, get as much speed as he possibly can out of that car before he serves that half-second penalty to reduce the deficit or reduce the time he's going to lose when he serves that penalty on the Kemmel straight. So we go through, of course, Rouge and Radion once more. Again, 4th gear, just trying to keep those revs up. It's so incredibly hard to do. I take a lot more curb on the outside there. I think it does technically help me out there, but it's very risky. You can see Ozil behind us there, getting absolutely fantastic slipstream. Now he's going to serve his penalty there. It's not much though, is it? Look at that. He's still well in contention. So we're really going to have to push hard to try and break away here. But our times are looking good. So if we look at the leader's time now, there's a 2:45.1, and my time is a 2:45.7. Only 5-6 tenths off the leader here in terms of fastest lap. So that's not too bad. We'll try and get a head down now. We don't have to worry about the Frenchman in front of us. We just got clean road now. No more spray, which surprisingly actually made quite a bit of a difference for me. I don't know why. As soon as I was in clean air without the spray, I just felt a bit more confident. You can see I'm clipping the inside of the curbs a little bit better here. And then, yeah, you see the gap is almost 3/4 of a second. So if you're new around here, or you're new to this game, and you're watching this video, and you're thinking, why is 3/4 of a second so important? Well, that's the slipstream range. So as soon as, it's not done on distance on this game, it's due on time actually. And that's the thing I'm talking about that. You can see Prima Ozil's actually made a big mistake behind us. I think he may have gone wide there through Pool on turn 12. So I think he may have lost, he's lost about half a second there. And that is enough to give me some clean air and get my head down. And let's see if we can concentrate and catch up with the Portugueseman in P3. And then who knows, we'll see what we can do from there. We are not a million miles away from a podium here at all. Even better, who knows, should we get a P2? Maybe a P1. No, P2 is technically a podium, but still. Anyways, going through that sector there then, you can see almost half a second faster. As soon as we've got that clean air, as soon as we haven't got that spray in front of us, and we can just concentrate on our racing lines and our braking points, my goodness me, have we improved. Right, okay, let's make sure we don't get a penalty through here, like Ozil did. It's so easy to do. A little bit lenient from there, shall I say, a bit cautious. You know, I saw the penalty, it kind of put me off a little bit. I didn't want to get that. Now, I thought P3 there, very lucky not to get a penalty, but I think it's more of the camera angle when he's going up through that corner, through turn 19. Every time you look at it, it looks like the person's cutting the corner. I mean, to be fair, you do kind of take the mick through that corner in this game. We set a 2:45.2, which is a tenth off the fastest lap, which is what the leader did, which is really, really encouraging. Anyways, we fast forward up to turn 3, 4 and 5. I don't need to tell you what the name of these corners are anymore. I'm sure you've heard it plenty enough in this video already. But the guy in front of us gets a half-second penalty, which again is music to my ears, chat. I absolutely love to hear it. I love to see it. So that is fantastic. And then we set the almost the fastest lap yet again. We're just lapping at the same leader really. We're just a tenth off, which is fantastic pace. Again, just 5.5 seconds off the leader. 5 laps into this, which is absolutely awesome to see. Not a bad exit. I feel like through turn 1 there, the Porsche is really, really sturdy. You can get the power down easy in this thing. So that is a bit of an advantage. So we're going to follow this car through here then. And we're going to see what we can do once he serves his penalty. So the gap now is about 1.5 seconds. He's going to serve a half-second penalty. What kind of difference is that going to make here? Let's have a look. So he's going to serve his penalty right now. There he goes. So he's just serving it right here. So it's 1.4, 1.3, 1.2, 1.1. It's not really ideal, is it? But my braking point there was kind of brilliant, I think. Well, I say brilliant. It was just good, okay? Bloody hell, brilliant. Anyways, it was good. And, yeah, we caught right up. We gained another couple of attempts. So the gap is about a second now. Okay, so that is... Yeah, the penalty of about half a second. Legit was about half a second. In the dry, I don't know if it will be. I think in the dry it'll probably be a bit more severe. But in the wet, you're not going too quick anyways, I don't think. So, yeah. Yeah, within a second now. So let's see if we can catch up with this chap. Now, he is in the Mercedes AMG. A really, really solid car all around. But it can't be as good as the Porsche. So it's got to be down to... I've got the car. I've got the weapon, shall we say. Now I've got to put it into practice. Now, I hit the apex lovely there. I think the chap in front of me just went a little bit wide. And, yeah, that caused me to gain a tenth or so on him there. And we are agonisingly close to that all-important slipstream range again. Now we do get it because he outbrakes himself, goes wide, and you can see that has now put me in the window of that slipstream. So that could be, again, absolutely vital on getting this podium. And you can see the gap to leader as well. he must have made a mistake because it's under 5 seconds now. So we are looking good. We're not even halfway through into this race, and we are looking tasty, and we're improving again. We are 3 tenths up. The pace is looking good. As this car is getting lighter, we are getting quicker. The tyre wear really isn't playing a factor in this one. We are looking good. We're looking tasty. Alright, come on. Let's see how we do through. I think it's turn 18, this one. I don't think it has a name. I think turn 17 is Blanchemont, I think. You'll have to forgive me. I'm absolutely terrible with track names. I'm trying to remember them. I had a look at the track map before I started recording this, so I'm doing my best. All right. I really should just bring a map up on my other screen. I really should do that. That'll make things easier, wouldn't it? I think I'll do that for next time. Anyways, here we go. So good exit out of there. Turn 20. Great slipstream. We go purple. 244.5. I will take that every day of the week. Now, I did have a little sneak peek up the inside of turn 1 there, but I didn't think that was too much of a point, and we are latching right onto the back of this AMG. Really important decision I need to make here. Do I potentially try and go side by side going for Eau Rouge, and I decide better of it. I back off and then think of maybe trying to get a better exit. But I think what's happening here, as we go through Eau Rouge and Raidillon, I think what's happening is he's taking so much more curb on the left hand side, puts himself at risk of getting a penalty, but it's just so much quicker. Thankfully though, we've got the slipstream. You can see it's just going down and down and down, and we go to the right, we outbrake him. Now we go almost side by side. I've got my nose there, but there's no way I'm keeping that in. He keeps his position. Well played, my friend. Still staying in P4, he stays in P3, but I have to say we've dropped everyone behind us. This is an absolutely awesome pace right now. I'm so happy. I was really nervous I'd be slow here, even with the car. So far so good. We are looking good. So lap 7 now. We brake again, and we're just so close. I think we almost had contact there actually. I don't know. I'll have to double check that. But that was so close to absolutely destroying both of our races. So I'm really glad I didn't go into the back of him there. Lost a little bit of time, half a second really. I think that was on for a good lap, but we just outbraked ourselves there, unfortunately. But yeah, lap 8 now. So this race is flying through. So close to hitting the inside of that wall, scraping the lovely paint job that we've got. So we've got the Team Rock livery on this one. Absolutely awesome. Once again, we're going to have the slipstream of the chap in front of us, so you can just see the amount of spray coming in my face as well. It's just ridiculous. It's just so much spray. You can barely see sometimes, and hopefully as well, by the way, this is in 4K, so I'm hoping YouTube doesn't absolutely compress the hell out of it, and this looks really awesome for you guys. I really hope it does look good. I just know YouTube and 4K, but on racing games, it doesn't like it too much. So fingers crossed when this comes out to you guys, it's looking tasty. But we go purple through the first sector. Absolutely awesome with the slipstream. You can see the chap in front of us, the chap from Portugal, Packets, has just gone a little bit wide there. Turn 7? Yes, turn 7. Turn 7, 8 and 9, yes. Okay. And then a turn 10. I don't really know how to pronounce this, so I'm not going to bother. I'm not going to bother. A little bit of contact there. Again, it goes a little bit wide. I prefer the inside line. But you can easily go out wide and then try and get a cut in and a faster exit. But yeah, I opt for the inside line. It doesn't really help me out on the next corner though, as you can see. Yeah, just go too wide there and lose a little bit of time. Really good at nailing the apex here through turn 12. But I don't know what it was. I could not get the exit speed of the car in front of me. I could not go as quick as the chap in front of me going out of that corner. Just couldn't do it. Outbrakes himself once more again. Little bit of a slide on the rear. I can imagine that AMG now is a little bit worse for wear. This Porsche is fantastic in all conditions when it comes to grip and tyre wear. So I certainly do have the advantage there. So this guy is doing fantastically well in P3, I have to say. To do this well in the AMG, big shout out to him. It's absolutely fantastic stuff. Now I'm really close to him here, and I stick to him as close as I can. And as we get to the end of lap 11 and start lap 12, we are so close. And I think of a move on the inside, and I go for the move on the inside. Really clean racing, side by side, all about traction now. Couldn't quite get the power down as well as he did. Absolutely brilliant from Packets once more, and he keeps that P3 position, and we're just going hammer and tong, going side by side, thinking of that move once again up the inside. Can't quite pull it off. I'm going to compromise my line and exit here now, but it doesn't matter too much. We're so close with that slipstream. We could potentially get a move through turn 6 and then down the Kemmel straight here. iron ourselves up to turn 7, massive overtaking opportunity. We can brake really, really late, so we're going to get all the slipstream we can. We go over to the right-hand side, look for the 150 metre board. We brake absolutely perfectly, but so does Packets on the left-hand side. He's not given me an inch. And we go side by side through turn 7, and he just manages to get that car in front of my nose on turn 8. And absolutely awesome battle. Absolutely ridiculously good racing in the rain. So thank you so much for this, mate. Absolutely awesome. Thank you for bringing the content. And then turn 10 here. Again, just really, really close. We're going to stay on board with this until the end of the race, because this is crucial now, because this could be a podium, and I will be so happy to get a podium. We could get some big boy points here. It's so hard in this Manufacturer series to get in the top 5. There's so many quick people in this series. It's just unbelievable. Look at the rear end of that Mercedes AMG, by the way. It's just given up at him, and mine almost does as well. I clip a curb there, and the rear end was just like, nah, mate, what are you doing? Just ridiculous. We both ended up drifting through that corner, but we both survived. Now, I outbrake myself, and I hit into the back of him, but I hold my hands up straight away, slow right down, and I let him go through again, because there's no way we're going to end the race. There's no way we're going to claim a podium by doing that. We don't do that here. So if we make a mistake, we hold our hands up and we let the chap through. We let him go through again. It's exactly what we did. Let's not ruin this awesome race. Okay, turn 15 done. And then through turn 16, you can see we're really slowing up now. 1.7 seconds slower than our previous best. Now, I think that's just because of the fighting. It's as simple as that. I don't think the tyre wear's coming into effect too much. Yeah, you can see on the times on the right-hand side, as soon as we caught up with a chap in lap 9, 10, 11, our times have slowed down, but that's through fighting. It doesn't matter too much. We're looking for this podium. P2 and P1, unfortunately, they've sailed off into the sunset. Or, well, it's not really a sunset area, is it? It's just a pouring rain. There's just nowhere to go. But, yeah, anyways, here we go. One lap, one final lap to get this position done. So we have to make sure we get a lovely exit through here. We do. We've got all the slipstream in the world. If we're going to go for a move here, now is the time. Are we going to do it? You're damn right we are. So we just break it inches later than what we did previously, and he gives me the room. He goes for the switchback. If you have a look for that, he goes for the switchback. Can't quite pull it off. Now I've got to defend for the last lap. Now I've been putting the pressure on this guy basically all race, and now it's my turn to try and defend from him. So can he put the pressure on me? We know we're rubbish through Radeon and Eau Rouge as well, so we're going to really suffer through the exit. Now, thankfully, I'm not quite sure what happened there. He just went a little bit wide, but he's only 2.5 tenths off us here, going through the Kemmel Straight, so we have to go defensive. I go to the right-hand side straight away. I think he was too late getting in my slipstream, and I've got the opportunity here to just defend it. I just watch where he brakes. Remember my braking points as well. Don't get too distracted by the guy behind me. Just remember that I'm racing and that I need to go as fast as I can and not to mess it up and not let the guy behind me distract me too much from my end goal, which is to try and get this podium. Okay, turn 10 then. Really vital we don't outbrake ourselves and go wide, because he could go for a dive up the inside. But we've managed to gain it. We've got a little bit of a gap now. I say a little bit of a gap. It's half a second. It's not much, is it? You know, it's like a blink of an eye. But in racing, that can mean all the time in the world. Nailing the apex through turn 11 there. Absolutely awesome to see. And we do gain another time. We gained a 10th there, which is, again, it's little, it's minuscule, but I'll take any time I can through here. Again, through turn 12, nice stuff. Porsche feels absolutely awesome. In third gear there, clip the inside of the curb. That was so close. Just a little bit of a clip, and I feel like you could really lose the rear end now. The rear tyres are just starting to feel a little bit second-hand now, so even in this clean air, I am struggling a little bit. I just got to control that understeer, make sure the rear end does not step out at all, which we've done so far. Okay, half the lap done. We've just got turn 16, which is coming up in a moment. I think 17. I think there's 20 corners left. I think this is turn 16 now. So we've got four more corners to go. This chap is so close. He's definitely got a power advantage. If he goes for it, it's going to be brave. It's 3 temps now. He's got the slipstream. He'll have to do it through either turn 18, which would be extremely brave, or it'll have to be turn 19 and 20. You can see how close he is on the radar. So close. Got to make sure we clip the inside of the corner there, go as fast as we can. He gives us a little bit of a nudge. We're going to have to go defensive. We brake as late as we can without going too wide. We're going to end up going side by side into turn 19. I have to give him as much room as I can. Now he's super tight and he can't quite get the exit. And I just about hang on, go around the outside of turn 20. And we manage to get the podium, and I am absolutely relieved. Great race, fantastic race. Thank you so much, guys. Packet and Ozil, absolute fantastic racing. Big shout out to those guys. They could have made it so much worse. They could have made it such a pain and be dirty, but they weren't. They were brilliant. So a big shout out to you guys. I love it when we have some good clean racing. Really good podium. So happy with that. I hold my hands up. I haven't raced in the rain at Spa since it first came out. So this was completely new to me. I'm chuffed to get that result. I would have taken a P3 every day of the week. But guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed that. I absolutely loved that race. Hope you guys did too. Let me know how you got on in the manufacturer's race at the weekend. Racing at Spa. I bet some of your cars were absolute nightmare, weren't they? Yeah, let us know how you did in the comments. And thank you for watching. And if you did enjoy it, please like, subscribe if you are new around here. And I'll catch you for the next one. Take care. Ta-da.